begin.
Let the games begin. Let the games begin.
Did anyone else see or hear Bane just coming in there saying let the games begin? Because I was sure that I'd banned him already, but oh well, he'll probably not cause any trouble. Welcome back, movie fans! I am your host, the Blockbuster Chick. Hello, Tony! And everybody else, it is Steam Day. So guess what we're doing again? After I have a drink, yes, we are back. Playing the letter. Let's not waste any more time. Not that I... No. I was just joking, Jarrett. And like... Hey! I see we have Tony, of course. We have Jarrett. We have Snow. We have my lovely stepniece, Cassie. We've got Fort Queen. Oh, Snow, it's A-okay, hon. You are allowed to lurk. It's A-okay. Just thank you for being here. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend, and welcome. Thank you for tuning in, whether you are tuning in live, and if you're not tuning in live yet, why not? Or if you're watching this playback on my YouTube channel, then I am so grateful either way. So, honestly, it wouldn't be out of possibility to miss some juicy bits. Nah, I was just playing around because I use a program called Snaz to get a countdown timer on the stream, and it actually gave me the option to play a sound when the countdown stopped. So I was looking for sound while the countdown was going on, and I decided Bane'll do. So I just love Tom Hardy's voice for Bane, like, let the games begin, and it just worked out. But let's not waste any more time, because we got the letter to do. I'm going to keep the chat on my right and the game on my left. So, if you lovelies don't mind spreading the word, I've already spread the word everywhere myself, it will be extremely painful for you. Yes, he's the bane of her existence. But anyway, so, last time, Isabella got into a little bit of a hiccupy situation. The first time I died with her in the game, so that was fun. For anybody new tuning in who hasn't seen any of the letter, it's a horror visual novel. There are spoopy bits, so have a clean pair of underwear on. And I know I had to change. It was very jump scary. Pardon me. So be prepared for jump scares, and be prepared because Sora has just decided to get up and walk around under the computer chair. Do you mind, little boy? Come on, out. Thank you. Yes, I know. The second I start streaming, it's your stream. Pets. I am not a pet. I am a family member. Yes, you are, buddy. I know. It's my chair. Stop it. Come on. Alright. With that said, there's going to be spoopiness. I hope you prepared. So, we stopped with Isabella, and then it went over to Hannah's side of the story. I remember because last week I was sitting here reeling, going, huh, what the heck was that? Game designers, I don't know what's happening. And Sora's decided to walk all over the boxes and the things that are noisy. Because why not? Anyway, I'm going to try and distract from him by playing a spoopy game. Alright. Hannah! Yeah, last time I was breathing too heavy, so at least this time I can chill a little bit for this. Okay. It is far too easy to get them to pay attention. Enraptured. Oh, does the game audio sound okay, and do I sound loud enough. I can turn the game down if needed. Ooh. Well, if I'm going to do that, I will click away from it. There we go. Actually, I'm going to close. No, it's because I don't need that anymore tonight. Here we go. Alright, does it sound good for everybody? Just let me know, peeps. Let me know. Wow, these people don't have faces. They just have well, they do have a face. They just don't have eyes or a nose or a mouth. How on earth are they going to be eating and drinking at this party, at this soiree? I don't know. Really, Soda? You are making a mess of everything already. Because, of course you are. What are you doing over there? Oh my good God. Okay, I'm assuming that everything sounds and looks okay. It's looking good, and the audio's playing on my end, so I'm assuming everything is good. If there is anything wrong with the sound or anything at all, just let me know, please. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. Like I'm goddamn Michael Jackson. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Ooh, a hanky. Here, cool. Already. I think I already knows. Soda, are you quite done? Are you quite done there? Cats. Most are respectful, some are hostile if we are honest. The same for cats, right? I love them dearly, just they're annoying sometimes. And a few are downright inappropriate. I don't want to know what they are doing. After all, I am...
Kinda right.
Excuse me? And you are? There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. I'd like to smack him. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right. Is he pretending to be David Tennant? Because he kind of looks like David Tennant.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He is more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I am quite sure I only invited his wife. Where are your boobs? Much like I am only friends with the Chief Inspector because of Luke, Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have awkward double dates. There they are, Lower. I don't even recall his first name. It started with an N. It started with an N, I think. I might be wrong. Aside from being Chief Inspector of Luxbourne Police, his wife, Rochelle Lee Vance, owns a General Electronics company. Fridges and freezers, mostly. Oh, so she works in a Home Depot or a Lowe's.
Oh, I always have time for my favourite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Thank you, Dick Van Dyke. LNBT, lots of names, really. Yes, exactly.
I see the husband isn't with you.
Oh, maybe you've killed him for you. I'm gonna stroke my mustache. The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. His voice is gonna doing that to me. I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets and getting close just because my husband is not here. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party? In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity. Swift kick.
I suppose you're looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here.
Shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor.
I saw him at the stripper club there, I did. I was not making it up. It was not me, it was him.
The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her being pregnant and all.
Yeah, how dare she be pregnant? I mean, I'm just the king of exposition, yes I am.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from the few who flock in hopes of flattening, for I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He is a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind it too. Ooh, shenanigans. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. Ellipses. I think there should be an S here. He regales to me tales of the Luxbourne Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I am privy to, and though I loathe to admit, is interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work.
I can't tell you how many people I've killed. I can blink how many people I've killed. 1, 2,
3, we're gonna be here a while. But oh boy, was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the policemobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the new tank chasing on foot and screaming about theft.
What has ruptured your vocal cords? Did you play a lot of video games in your time and you just used to scream at the TV like, where do you think you're going?
The look on his face was priceless when I parked in the garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He is a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. 20 years and... 20... wait. Okay, do they have more than one kid? Have they been married for 20 years? I'm trying to get the math in my head. Like, how does that work? And how old are they meant to be? I have no idea. Oh my goodness. A lifetime if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
The wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
You mean you lived? In the past tense, not live? I don't know.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
See, she's speaking in the past tense. Why isn't he? Like, grammatical errors, people!
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Suppose.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife.
Okay, we need to talk about your breathing in between sentences because it sounded like you ended work and then just went straight into the next line there. You're meant to take a breath after a punctuation mark like this. You go, for work. 55 square, not, it could be for work. 55 squares, just too rushed.
I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
Okay, slow down your breathing. Don't you smirk at me. You see this? You see what he's trying to do? He was smirking like,
I can breathe any way I want, missus.
I know what he is talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermagood Mansion?
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her.
And it's 2 million quid, so I can't really afford it.
Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper.
Could you slow down your speech? Okay, Mr. Pouty. Look at him pouting here. I'm just telling you, you're rushing your lines.
You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task.
Of course you do.
You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
I look like I'm a cat all of a sudden.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace.
Bloody language.
She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card, right? No, must have left it in my other jacket.
My other jacket with all my mistresses.
Anyway, she's called, what's her name? McCullough, Marianne, I believe, yes.
Oh.
But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
So this is before, right? This is before they bought they put in the bid for the house.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself.
I don't like the way her eyes are colored like this because it doesn't look like eyeshadow or something like that. It looks like something more sinister.
This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Small? Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Okay, maybe a lot of people. Yeah. But it isn't big enough to have grand party. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, including the butler here, 10. I think you can fit a lot more people in here. As it is, I only invited about 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, I missed 1. Apparently Hannah cannot count. About 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. Where are they all? Where are the others? Are they hiding in the bedroom? It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well. Oh, heaven forbid! Imagine living in a place where you have to walk up and down 3 flights of stairs every single time you want to go. Oh, Luke's words, not mine. Besides, I have been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway?
I murdered him.
Oh, okay, never mind. We're going to hear the bird. Byakuya? So we have either that or this is Ron Weasley and Draco Malfoy in the same place. So there we go. It looks like Byakuya from Danganronpa. That's very strange. Luke is dressed to the nines as he usually is with the boots, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. His butler and valet wait at his side. Oh, I see Ron Weasley / Byakuya Togami, but no butler. Just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh sure, that is normal. What is confusing me is the fact that he is on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much later.
Where are you going?
Take me with you.
I am to attend the Triad Autumn tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
I think they're an item.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol.
Is he going to get in trouble?
And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere.
Why did you turn French at the end? There's when I have business elsewhere.
You know how I operate, Hannah. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
So,
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
I am German, so therefore you must listen to me.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
I'm kidding about that, by the way.
Bollocks, I don't remember doing so.
Excuse me, what's your bloody language?
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
Oh, he's been a naughty boy. He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but gave in after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Ooh.
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Let's go buy a mansion and have a spoopy-doopy time.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance.
Okay, so to explain to the Americans in the room, Gordon Bennett is a Cockney rhyming slang, not slam. Cockney rhyming slang for basically goddamn it. But it's just weird seeing it in this.
But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff and you are going to take a cab home.
While I stay with my friend, Johannes.
Are we clear?
Crystal. It's just a bit... Gordon Ramsay summons Gordon Bennett. Oh my god. What are you, an idiot sandwich? And Jad is getting the swears out in the chat. I love it. It's just a bit of a husband and wife tit for tat, isn't it? Oh my. All couples have their arguments. Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can't agree on everything all the time, otherwise you will drive each other crazy. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the triad tasting.
Can you watch your language, young man? I will send you to Professor McGonagall.
Though sometimes I think it's... no, actually, straight to Dumbledore. It's something a bit more than just simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour and a half drive.
Have I been neglectful? Have I offended? Have I acted shamefully?
Yes, but Cardiff.
Cardiff, we have the hotel ready and everything. Certainly any problem can be discussed. As long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy now, Hannah?
It was badly. This guy was talking you out of it.
Oh, well. I say defend myself. What about you guys? What do you think? If I was picking it, it would be defend myself.
How did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Yeah, exactly. That always annoyed me. Always, because it was so calm in the book, and yet in the movie, they screwed it up. Exactly. Defend. I've got one for defend. Any other takers? Anybody else want to give me an answer? We'll go defend. Note this, because no. I say defend. Any other takers? What do you think, Yoshi?
Defend!
Okay.
Yes,
We're gonna defend
I am
ourselves.
very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want.
Good for you.
I'm ecstatic. Understood?
I will remain ecstatic for the rest of the day.
And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed.
Because you're poopy.
We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion. You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Needless to say, Luke, I did my own thing. Luke looks a bit shocked at my little outburst. He opened and closed his mouth a few times, struggling to reply, before he crosses his arms to look like, well, a moping child. Isn't that right, Saint Draco?
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
Yes.
No wine.
No wine? Unacceptable! I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure?
Yes!
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Well done,
Don't
Hannah.
forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Don't help!
Whose side are you on?
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor.
Oh, come on. The ride to the mansion is quiet with Luke at the birds. Bye. With Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Thank you. Meanwhile, I am conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrive at the mansion, I see his eyes light up in genuine interest. Apologizing is the last thing on my mind, because I'm watching these birdies go by. The whole affair with the Ermengarde mansion is certainly an interesting experience. The place had been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece,
Or a horror visual novel.
It is tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it can be a place Luke and I can call home. Or our graves, and a number of other prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxbourne certainly did not disappoint, marking this estate as prime property. Not Amazon Prime, because you'd have to get it delivered in 2 days. The Lees are amongst the group who went with the Rose Woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not really feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabel. I thought her name was Isabella, but my mistake. What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. One moment she is scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale, then she is panicking over some sort of prank letter or another.
It's not a prank, bruh!
The second thing on my mind is how touchy my darling husband is being towards the poor dear. I cannot even plaster a smile on my face, a horrid scowl taking its place. There is no way I can pretend nothing is wrong as I hum.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
Oh, he is quick enough to detract his hand, which is all that the girl needs to, well, for a lack of a better word, escape.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
I gotta get spooped.
Her partner follows, shouting after. It was Rose there. Rose before she was killed, before she is dead. So this is a flashback thing, obviously, before they, like when they were buying the house, before that happened. Anyway, her partner follows, shouting after her without hesitation. There is an awkward air among us as we are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip. They go murmur, 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 cabbage, 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 and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor daft girl and telling the tale.
Maybe she ghost now, maybe she this lady.
Telling the tale to whoever was not audience to the act in the first place. There's the dead girl! It doesn't take too long for the woman, Rose, to return and pull us aside into the study for what I rightfully assume is damage control.
Before she killed.
Oh look, there's Leon from Resident Evil. Rose invites Marianne in too, hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she is not one of her clients anyway. That leaves myself, Rose, and Luke. The last all too eager to make himself comfortable in a study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella.
See, it's not just... Okay, I was right. Her name is Isabella.
She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head.
And there's quick time events that could kill her.
And it must be this terrible heat too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Oh, it's fine. The poor girl must feel so embarrassed about what she just did. But I say, let bygones be bygones. After all, she's only a child.
Do you know how old she is? Because she doesn't look like a child to me.
She looked, what, 19?
I shoot looking an accusing look at those words. After all, he tried flirting with the girl. The nerve of him! And not only that, Isabella, girl, but also Marianne and Rose too. What kind of husband would think that it's even a remotely good idea to make moves on 3 different women while his wife stands there? I don't know, somebody who wants to be polyamorous? Maybe. He just hasn't told you yet? Did he drink while I wasn't looking?
She's a bit older than that.
Yeah, or he's just a player.
But again, I apologize. And if there's any way I can make up for what just happened, just...
I know what you can do. Be a darling flower and get us one of those bottles you plan to serve.
Do you want your wife to be pissed at you?
Pop it open.
We were planning on serving some champagne. I can get that.
That would be lovely. Much obliged.
Privilege right here.
Do you want a glass as well, Ms. Wright?
Oh no, I'm fine. I really shouldn't be drinking right now.
Hint, hint. And Luke shouldn't be either. But right now, I am just too tired for any sort of argument. I don't have the heart to scold him in public as well. I am certainly not his mother. I just help him get dressed in the morning. I just want to get this hard day done with, go home and sleep. Perhaps I'll even have a strong cuppa before I head off to bed. Yes, that sounds nice. When Rose comes back with the champagne, I beckon her over to the corner that I'm standing in. Pardon me, as I have told her partner before, I have every intent of acquiring this house. I might as well, even if I'm having second thoughts about getting it for Luke. The moment we, the Wrights, had expressed... Why are you doing exposition about yourself? We're obviously playing as you. The moment we, the Wrights, had expressed interest in this place, we've had eyes set on us. If we don't buy it, that might as well be the signal to have busybodies gossip about how we may or may not have lost our fortune. Regardless of the fact that it is false, image is everything when dealing with these people. These are the unspoken rules for people such as ourselves. And besides, I really did like the place. You're still in the place. Why everything here is absolutely wonderful. Well, except for this ugly painting in the study, what on it looks like a bad fig of an Edvard Munch painting. Yeah, it's not the screen.
Here's
it's
the
even
deal.
worse.
I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%.
Okay.
I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
Okay.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble.
I could not be any more excited.
I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne? Oh, right. She's been waiting outside the study this whole time, hasn't she? Oh my god, these people. I'll need to have a little chat with her to move this little mansion project forward. I don't like the way that she says little, even though it's me saying it.
Please do.
There is a look of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, I see the moment when she steels herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project then?
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand.
Oh god, even when they're as we're playing as Hannah, her, like in her head, this is how she says her name, but it's not. It's how Rose was saying it, and oh my god.
And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne?
Yes, it's called a consultation.
I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
A hush falls upon the room at my request. I'm trying not to look at it.
What painting?
Oh, thank you. And lo and behold, the painting is gone. No, Jarrett, you weren't wrong. It's just we're playing as Hannah now. Like, we were playing as Isabella all the way up until the point that Hannah started. I don't know if we're going to be doing multiple characters in this, but you haven't been bamboozled. This is just seeing it from another character's perspective. I think that's what they're trying to do, like, have all the pieces fit together like that. But yeah. So, from last time Rose was murdered, we don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm sure we're going to get, at some point, more intel into that. But at the moment, we know, like, I was as surprised as you to see it. But, you know, I think that's what it is. You see this story from each character's perspective. So we might see it from Zach, we might see it from Ash, we might see it from Becca, etc., etc. I think that's what's going on. In its place, a mirror stands, which leaves me to look at my own confused... Oh, she was looking out a mirror!
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
Of course you are. Or perhaps maybe I should, and we're gonna leave it up to, the audience, I think. So what would you like to do? Would you like me to free up my schedule or question the need for the meeting? If it was me picking this answer, I would say free up my schedule and be a nice person, but knowing who Hannah the character we're playing at the moment is, she would question the need for a meeting. So, what do you lovelies think? And while we do that, I'm just gonna double check. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, boop. Boo-ba-doo. What do we think, people? Yeah, so I think that's what they're trying to do for that. They're just trying to do the story from many perspectives, I believe. So, I think that's what they're gonna do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. So, I'm thinking, as the character, I'm gonna say, question the need for a meeting. This isn't the first estate we've acquired, of course. We've bought plenty of others, from penthouses in Luxbourne to vacation and townhouses in nearby cities. It is, however, the first time that an interior designer has asked for a meeting with me. Normally, I'd just let them do as they please and hope for the best. The best, not the best. I found that they rather liked the creative freedom it lent them. They all bragged about it. Hannah Wright is living in a house I designed.
I can make time, but I'm sure you're more than capable enough to work on your own, yes? Surely I would just get in the way and you can do things faster and more efficiently without my input. Because, no offense, if you're one of those workers who need constant supervision and hand-holding, you might as well tell me now so that I can look for another interior designer to work with.
I don't like her. She's a bit of an itch with a bee, if you know what I mean. Surely this one will feel the same.
Yes, I am capable of working without any design input and without supervision, Mrs. Wright.
Good for you, Marion.
But it'd be entirely different if I know what you two would want for this home, how each room is meant to be used.
Exactly, because they are living there. This woman is not.
You have to consider what sort of colour palette you would want, at the very least. Do consider that this will be your home and not mine.
Thank you. None of those houses ever did feel like a home. I wonder why.
You won't give me a choice in the matter, will you?
No, that's called being a good person and doing their job. You're just being an idiot.
What? No. You do have a choice, and...
No. You've clearly made up your mind that we must meet. All right, Monday, 10 o'clock sharp.
Yes.
We'll see you then.
Actually, Marion suggested that we meet at 9, but who is even awake at that unholy hour? I agree. I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. We say our goodbyes, shake hands, and make it clear without outright saying it that we now own this house. By the time we left the mansion grounds, sunset is almost upon us, and oh, look at those birdies!
So, you really want to buy this place then?
No, I was making it up.
That's a bit of a big impulse buy, even coming from you. Not that I'm complaining.
Why do you look evil then?
Well, I'm glad you're not complaining like you usually do.
No, he just looks evil.
It's a right and proper Christmas miracle, isn't it? Hannah has finally done something right.
It's October. I refuse to look at him, staring at the passing scenery instead.
Hey, Buttercup, what's with this cheek?
Rose, Lily, Mint. The nerve, Luke,
Mint?
the nerve!
Mint?
Is that what this is about? One, that woman's name was Rose. And two, you know I don't mean a word of that empty flirting.
And it's still the principle of things, Luke. I understand if you try to woo them to get what you want when it seems that I'm not looking. But I told you once before not to do it when I'm there.
Luke dealt with other women in the past to get what he wanted. Sometimes I have my doubts. I really want to believe that I am an exception, that he is not just using me like how he used those other girls. I am having a hard time believing that now. Shut up! And it isn't just the shameless flirting. There's something about that Marianne woman, as if Luke is familiar with her, or they just had a conversation, I don't know. As much as it shames me, it makes jealousy rear its ugly head. I think you won. You're married to him. I am, suffice to say, ticked off.
Really? I forfeit my trip to Cardiff for this, and you're still not happy.
Oh, trust me, Luke. I am very happy. Very happy that, for once, we are doing something that I want.
You sure don't look happy because your veins are popping out of your forehead and the side of your face.
Can you not see the smile on my face?
Yes. It is only when I let loose those words that the truth hits me like a slap on the face. No, that's a car horn. And by the looks of it, it seems to have the same effect on my dear, darling husband. It has always been, Luke wants to do this and Luke wants to do that, hasn't it? I don't even remember the last trip we went to, which was of my own choosing, without needing to get the man's approval. On the other hand, I was pulled along to every single expedition he wished to tackle, and I never objected. Ellipses. The rest of the ride home is spent ignoring each other, pretending the other didn't exist. Lovely. Arriving at our penthouse, my first order of business is to get into bed. Forget a hot bath and forget the tea. I just want to bury myself in blankets and forget everything in my slumber. It seems that Luke has the same idea in mind as he tags along behind me. But this is something I will not allow the moment I pass through the door.
Out.
Oh!
What the bloody hell, woman? This is my bedroom too!
I think you could sleep on the couch. Luke stands flabbergasted as I deny him entry into our chambers. His pillows lie on the cold, tiled floors away from the warmth of our soft down bed, and my gaze promises him the same fate if he does not budge on this matter.
Don't even try to argue, because I am very cross with you, Luke Wright.
Go so you can do this thing. Other lines of encouragement. Thank you, Tony. Yeah.
You can take the second bedroom or
crossed.
the guest room if you wish. But I do not want to see you at all for the rest of the night.
Okay, I'll go out and murder someone.
Johans!
Butler. Right, thank you. Where was the... Oh, was he the butler and the valet? Okay, that makes sense. Our butler wanders over, a curious expression on his face. What did you do to my darling Luke? He doesn't quite hurry, moving at a relaxed pace, no matter how angry his master sounded.
No, you are not allowed to sleep in my room, sir.
That's not what I mean! Help me talk some sense into her!
There is no sense in questioning her right to be angry, sir.
I like this guy. He's good.
If I might be excused, I'll go prepare the second bedroom for you.
I have to keep a straight face as he stomps away in defeat.
Mutiny! This is mutiny!
No, you've just been a very naughty boy.
The system is being
Brian.
upturned, and the people are rioting, and everything is left asunder.
I'm sorry, when did you become part of Game of Thrones? When did you become Joffrey? It isn't every day that Luke is rendered speechless by someone he considers inferior, or to yield to another authority without an ulterior motive. His pride just won't allow it. I do keep telling the man to treat his people better. He may throw whatever fit he wants, but he will not be getting his way tonight. Victorious, I celebrate by jumping face first onto our bed. That is always so much fun, especially after you've changed the sheets. Undignified, yes, but nobody is here to judge me anyway. Nobody was judging you before anyway. Right? Nobody is here to tell me what to do. Yet, as I succumb to sleep, I can hear them whisper... Hear who whisper to you? I can hear them whispering. What? Oh God. Calling for me. They want you. Need me. They drown me, pull me down and suffocate me in their embrace until I sink to the bottom. A deep abyss awaits. Invited. Oh God, the voices are getting louder, yet foreboding. They're calling to me from in there, aren't they? What do you live in the evil dead cabin in the woods? And I do want to help, I do. But when I try to reach out, something pulls me back, like a hook sinking itself into my stomach. Oh, Jesus Christ! And I break through the surface with a gasp, and I didn't expect that. No. Yeah, alone in bed and without Luke to hug the covers, I am We're not going to address that? We're not going to address that. We're just going to be swathed in cloth and slicked with sweat. Okay, it takes me a while to untangle myself and kick them all off. Yay, both the bed and I are a right mess by the end of it all. I wasn't just jump scared, but I am more than eager to just get up and go out for some fresh air, where a demon will be waiting for me. Okay, October 26th, Wednesday, let's just forget what happened. Pardon me. The days past have gone by a blur. We hadn't talked much, Luke and I, outside of necessity. In fact, we hardly talked beyond the topic of acquisitions of properties. Properties being the mansion, obviously. Everything has been so busy that I haven't talked to anyone outside of business, and it is just so stressing. You mean stressful. So one can understand my need for a good chat, preferably over a good meal. There are times when any decent, emotionally healthy, and socially capable person needs a good friend. One who will talk to them without the conversation degrading or turning into an argument. Or barring a nearby friend, I have an interior designer under a confidentiality agreement to listen to me.
Up, higher, come on now!
I don't want to know what you're doing. The place is bustling with movers, carrying furnishings here and there, along with several trunks of personal belongings taken from our penthouse. That was quick. I can hear Luke barking at them in the other room, making sure nothing is handled carelessly or gets stolen.
Careful now! I know your pictures are framed by cheap plastic, but those are framed by African blackwood and are one-of-a-kind commissioned paintings.
Did I mention I have money?
Each one is easily worth a lifetime of what you lot make.
Again!
It is hard to tune him out. The walls did not do a good job of muffling him at all. Maybe this pillow will. But then again, it is Luke. I would still hear him ranting even if we were on the opposite sides of the mansion and I'm wearing earplugs.
I'd really like to thank you for inviting me to breakfast, Mrs. Wright, but I already ate, so I should really go back to work.
Nonsense! You arrived so early. You must not have gotten a proper meal.
She just said she ate.
Our butler has made a surprisingly lovely bubble and squeak.
No, thank you.
Sit. I'd situate us in the dining hall, but it is a mess right now. Oh, Johans!
The man in question appears, ready with a tray. Okay, ready with a tray as he starts to set the table for us.
Where's the tray?
We sit in silence as we are each served a plate. That word and squeak, topped by a nicely poached egg with cherry tomatoes and other garnishes adorning the edges of the plate. I'd rather have the tea. A cup and saucer and a teapot with some Earl Grey is placed out for Marianne, and I asked for an orange Julius. Of course you did.
How are you liking the project?
Drop that vase and I'll have your head.
Everything's going well.
I know it's only an 8 million yen vase, but I swear,
Well, it's certainly a fun challenge, incorporating the designs of a Jacobean manor and the functionality of a modern household.
Okay, so you said 8 million yen there. Shouldn't it have been pounds? Or did he get it from an Asian country? And isn't 8 million not that much? I don't know. I think I'm thinking too much into it.
I have ideas I would like to suggest, by the way, about what to use the second bedroom for. I have been informed of your goddaughter and thought a kid-friendly room might be in order.
You read my mind. I was actually going to bring that up.
She's dead.
Oh, that would just be so lovely, Marianne. That way, Kylie can bring her friends over as well.
Minogue?
And a good friend of mine, Rochelle, is expecting a baby. So, why don't we think about putting a crib in there too?
What? Why? That makes no sense to me.
I can just imagine little ones running around, filling this place with the pitter-patter of their
I
feet.
think someone wants a baby instead of a husband.
We'd have to make sure they don't trip and fall on the stairs, though.
You mean down the stairs?
We won't be able to finish everything up until after the party, but we'll have it ready by then, so that all we need to do is to move in the furnishings.
Yes, that's plenty fine. It's not like we're in a hurry to have it.
Didn't he just say that the husband was making sure that everything was getting moved in?
And we wouldn't want the workers to disturb the guests or the other way around, do we? Just make sure it's presentable. You know, in case a guest snoops about.
Of course. As for the kitchen you wanted, I've already negotiated for the high-end stoves and the hot and cold drawers, so on and so forth. I've got a friend who is able to customize them so that they'll look like the counters we'll be replacing and fit the rest of the interior. They'll be bringing them in today.
She is so good at her job.
Why can't you people do anything right? Don't drag it. You'll scratch the wood.
The wood!
Excellent. But no, really, how have you liked it so far?
Oh, it has been wonderful, believe me. Everything is going smoothly too. It has been a long time since I've worked on something on this grand a scale. Nowadays, everyone is about condos and flats, living in the city where every room is an identical box.
Granted, they're all sitting in identical cardboard boxes, but that's not I don't question their living arrangements. I just get on with my job.
Believe me, this is very refreshing.
We lived in a condo before this, Marianne.
I didn't mean any insult.
It's fine, sweetie.
You lived in a penthouse. Make up your mind. Is it a condo, a penthouse, what?
Look at you, all frazzled. I was just pulling your leg.
Speaking of, could you get off my leg?
Luke wanted that penthouse when we got married, and you can thank him for purchasing this place as well.
Condo or penthouse, woman, make up your mind. She looks confused. She's not the only one. I'm confused. Like, what the... Where did you live? A condo or a penthouse? Of course she has every right to be. She, no doubt, overheard me push that estate agent into the sale, making quite the aggressive offer. She saw me sign the papers for the mansion as well. I just had to scoff.
Don't be fooled. I'm just the treasury. I wouldn't be able to make a purchase this grand without his seal of approval.
I see.
That's it. That's all you have to say.
She's doing her job. Leave her alone.
Yes. It wouldn't be appropriate to comment further.
Exactly. She's not she's not your psychiatrist. She's
It
your
is
interior
unprofessional.
designer. Yes.
Unprofessional.
I can't help but let out a deep sigh as I stick a fork into the dish. I didn't want professional. I want someone who will either agree with me, even if it's just for the sake of agreeing, or someone who will try to talk some sense into me. She's not your psychologist, psychiatrist, anything like that. Talk to a doctor. Neutral responses are so boring. There is no discourse in the middle ground.
The food is good. Best bubble and squeak.
Of course it is. Our kitchen staff only uses the freshest, hand-picked ingredients.
We, don't talk to our chef, Mrs. Lovett. You don't want to know where she gets the meat for her pies.
Only the best for the Wrights.
Mr. Wright is not joining us?
No, he is far too busy bossing people around. He even refused to join me for breakfast earlier. Hence, this.
Oh, the good food that you just said was made of high quality? You know?
I see. My apologies. I really don't know what sort of response you expect to get from me.
There's the clatter of silverware as I slam my hands on the table. It is frustrating. I am frustrated. At Luke mostly. But Marianne's neutral... Oh, now you say her name correctly? Marianne's neutral professional answers are certainly irksome as well.
You're a human with feelings and opinions, aren't you?
Oh, my lord.
Don't give me this bollocks about being professional when we're having a nice, friendly chat over a nice and friendly breakfast.
You are not being nice and friendly now. You're being kind of psycho.
I can only talk about interior designs for so long, and I detest one-sided conversations, Marianne.
But I really don't know what to say, Mrs. Wright. We were talking of no topic in particular, and...
Luke. We were talking about Luke.
About him not eating breakfast with you?
About him treating me as if I were some treasury.
I didn't realize that I shouted that out loud until it is too late. There was a stunned silence that settled before I slumped back into my seat. Hiding my face behind my hands, I can feel my shoulders shake. Breathe, I told myself, calm down. But it is just so hard.
Honestly, sometimes I feel like he doesn't love me anymore. Oh, have I been so blind? Did he ever love me at all? Was our marriage all for the sake of saving his company and his wealth?
I don't know.
Because?
Because. Did I say all that out loud? Again? No, this is bad. Unacceptable. It has been rumoured before the real reason for our engagement, but if anyone were to know of this, marriages of necessity to carry on political and financial power used to be a common thing, but the Evans-Wright union is the perfect happily ever after. You don't seem happy. was supposed to be. It is true that we first met each other in order to discuss dealings to make the then failing Wright Enterprise a subsidiary for Evans Incorporated. But I do remember being in love with him, and there were times when he said he loved me back. Even if I'm not sure of what the truth is now. Either way, I do not want the Wright name or the Evans name dragged through the mud because of a slip-up. And if Marianne so much as talked of this... Okay, I'm gonna make a decision on this because I kind of get why Hannah is the way that she is now, but I don't want her to. I don't want to make her a bad person from this. I don't want her to just be all snippy, snappy, and pardon me, and taking it out on other people. Because I kind of get a feeling it's been playing with her mental health a little bit. So I'm going to ask for her silence. Marianne is a good sort, isn't she? So far, she has been reasonable and accommodating, even towards Luke's ridiculous requests. I'd say second, yeah. That's what I was going for. Like, I don't want her to be horrible to Marianne. She's been really nice. Patient and professional. Did it only extend to business? Yeah, because you kind of made it her business. Or would she be able to understand that things like this are not as simple, not as clean as they are painted to be? Certainly I can talk to her. Ask for her.
I won't speak a word, Mrs. Wright.
See, she knew that.
Not only am I contractually obliged to, it would also go against my principles.
See, she is sweet.
This is no one else's business but your own, and it should be kept between the two of you.
Good on you.
And whoever you wish to seek counsel from.
Please, Marianne. You have to understand these sort of affairs. If anyone were to know this, they could just twist it and we'll be ruined. All I ask for is your silence on the matter.
If I am to be frank, Mrs. Wright, this isn't new for me. You aren't the first, and you certainly won't be the last to have complicated dealings. Unless what you're doing is illegal, I turn a blind eye.
Good for you. Can I trust her? Yes, you can.
If I wasn't in the same boat, I'd be trying to pry those secrets and gossip with you about them by now.
Well, I'm keeping that information confidential as well.
I know about your sock drawer. It's not like I have any other choice, do I?
Thank you.
We continue to eat our meal in peace, finishing the last of the food and drink. When the door to the parlour opened, Marianne and I are just sitting in silence.
Madam, the photographer from Luxury Living is here.
He's here to take my photograph. I give him nothing but a small nod.
This was a wonderful meal, Marianne. You're free to return to your duties. I must excuse myself.
It was my pleasure. And thank you for the food as well.
Making my way downstairs, I look back and see Marianne give me a nod and a small smile. She's still in this room. That certainly put me in lighter spirits. An interview with Luxury Living, I can't speak. That is today, isn't it? Oh yes! People had caught wind of our new mansion the very moment we left the open house. Maybe because you went outside screaming, "We just bought a new mansion! Love me!" Luke had boasted he could acquire the property in no time and allowed a photo shoot for an interior design magazine to be scheduled today. Well, there were complications and it took longer than it usually does for us. Hopefully I won't have any other unfortunate slip-ups with someone who isn't bound by confidentiality. Which means there will be birds! The mansion grounds has been one of the first things to be fixed up, aside from the bedroom. Although it's still a work in progress, it had a promising start, and I can already see the flower patches. Luke's favoured daffodils stand out easily, there's no S, having been transplanted from the pots that used to litter the rooftop of our penthouse. Or was it a condo? I can't remember. Why, if the moving crew thought that Luke was being hard on them, they clearly didn't see the landscaper on his way out. The man looked like he was ready to faint, and Luke seemed ready to kill him by the end of their discussion. It is in the gardens that I see him standing near the flowers in quiet admiration. Hi, Zach! He is hard to miss, the hulk of a man that clearly did not belong, and the big backpack and suitcase he has with him makes him look much larger. It is a peculiar sight, seeing someone who looks like he does handling little, delicate things with such care. He looks up from the gardens and does a double take before a friendly face replaces his serene expression.
Miss Wright, yeah? Hi, Zachary Steele here from Luxury Living, ma'am. Hope you weren't waiting too long. but it looks like you're still moving in, huh? Thought for a second there my calendar was wrong and I came here too early.
It's nice seeing him again. I like
The
him.
one and only. Welcome, welcome to Maison de Right. And yes, we've been in the process of moving in as we were delayed. But it won't be a problem. They're just adding a few things here and there, and you should still be able to do your work. Where's the rest of your crew then, Mr. Steele?
Zach is fine, please. Mr. Steele makes me feel like I'm a mascot for a cleaning product. Anyway, I'll be your one-man crew for today. Don't worry, been doing this gig for a while now.
You must be quite the veteran to handle this on your own. We've had a full crew coming into our penthouse the last time we were covered in your magazine.
Veteran? Oh, your words are too kind, Miss Wright.
Hannah, if I get to call you Zach, you have my permission to call me Hannah.
Alrighty then. Anyway, I'm no veteran, but I know my camera well enough to make sure this is a good shoot. You can trust me on that, Miss Wright, Hannah.
Mr. Hana. Zachary proves quickly enough that I can, in fact, trust him. His skills with the ooh, I got an achievement! Monsieur le photographe. His skills with the camera and experience in this industry at the very least. He is kind and courteous, listening and following as I lead him around the house. A really nice fellow, and he treats our household staff well, whenever we cross paths with them. I swear his questions to the best of my ability. I answer his questions to the best of my ability. I can't read. And he is patient enough to answer mine whenever I get curious enough. For one, I ask what the bags are for. They are quite the magician's toolkit. Oh, he's a photographer. From inside, he had procured several items to embellish the interior with. Bowls of fruit, lemons, trays with peppermill, stacks of cookbooks, cutting boards, and glass canisters filled with colourful nuts and grains are brought in for the kitchen setting. For the bathroom, there are white towels, seashells, and decorative soaps. There are other things as well, too numerous to count, all in that large backpack and suitcase.
Tricks of the trade. Softens up a room, makes a place feel more homey, and fills it up with texture.
So do dirty socks and magazines.
But you guys probably have better stuff I can use for this.
No lights. Don't tell me all of these are just props.
Well, I've got my tripod here. For things like these, natural light is best. I'll just have to set the shutter speed to a real slow setting, and as long as nobody steps into the shot, it'll look great.
Oh, it better.
Ew, or it's off with your head. We go through the rooms one at a time, although we first tackle the ones that the movers have no business in anymore. Like the attic. Ooh, the ballroom needs little preparation with its grand design. Are we waiting for the beast to come in any second? Although there is some trouble at first with the wide open space and the pictures being backlit. Yeah, I love this kitchen. It is in the kitchen that Zachary's props come in handy, considering how Johannes kept the place so neat and steady. One can practically eat off the floor. Yes, one can. I can't say. We carry on touring. Why did they leave the pictures up in this place? I don't know. We carry on touring the house and taking pictures where we can, with exception to the rooms which have yet to gain any purpose or design. Too bad I can't take a sneak peek at his photos yet. Not like it's a digital camera. Funnily enough, oh, well, there we go. Funnily enough, he is using a traditional camera. I didn't even know film still existed. With the way he speaks, however, I can see that he knows enough about his craft that I'm not too worried about botched photographs. And it sounds like he's taking a million of them anyway. I imagine photography must be cathartic for him, judging by how at ease he looks while taking pictures. There are small snippets of conversation in between the clicking of the camera. He even goes far as to talk about these terminologies like shutter speeds and aperture and the cake is a lie when I ask about the technical aspects. I can't quite see the picture as it is made, much like I watch artists paint on their canvas. But just watching someone passionately practicing their craft such as this is exciting in its own way. In its own way? Somebody misspelled that. Going through the many rooms has been quite the exercise for the both of us. Despite that, he has been so nice and I find myself putting on my best smile. But it is as we're taking pictures in the foyer, I'm just putting words in, that everything comes to a standstill for a moment. Just a moment. And had I not been paying attention, I wouldn't have even noticed. It is merely a split second when Zachary's rhythm is put to a halt. Oh my god, his finger doesn't move to release the shutter. What the heck is happening? Yeah, he also doesn't pull the camera away from his face, gaze still firmly fixed through the viewfinder. His hands shake and there is a light sheen of sweat on his forehead.
Zachary?
No response.
Zach? Is something the matter?
Oh my god. Lowering his camera, he blinks and stares at something behind me before shaking his head. No! Turning around though, I see nothing that could have gotten his attention.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something, that's all.
Yeah, you can see the ghost and you know Isabella was right.
Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
I struggle to respond this time. There's a sudden weight on my back and an indescribable tightness around my throat. I wonder why! Everything stops, and everything starts again as I manage to choke out.
If you're sure.
Oh boy. I don't know what just happened. It was probably just a dizzy spell. I'm fine. And he said he's fine. We continue at the same pace as before, although there is an unspoken agreement that we will not talk about what happened.
So, is
Good,
this
it's too
a
spooky.
full-time job for you then?
Okay, the music changed, so we're good. Thank God.
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least, not all the time.
No, it is not, because you want to make the documentaries.
What is it that you want to do then?
I want to be a producer. Maybe I've been out of line, sticking my nose into other people's business, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so as I see his shoulders slump and the easygoing air he has fades away. He looks torn over whether he wants to talk about it or not.
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, do you want to tell me what Blue Fonzie is all about?
He hesitates, but when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it all out. Bleu foncé, le plus sombre des noirs britanniques. The error is quite the quiet error. Oh, thank you. Let's see, I had errors right. Like dark blue, the darkest errors of the black British. Oh! Oh! Oh, cool! Sorry, let me just adjust myself. There we go. Just had to adjust myself to this. And let's adjust the camera. Here we go. That's better. Okay. There we are. There was conviction, knowledge, and experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he is an amazing speaker, if only I wasn't so engrossed listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in the workplace. Lesser chances for opportunity and the higher chances of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general still being treated like second-class citizens. Woo! This is very apt for, life. Very. All because of the color of their skin. And that's, I will always say Black Lives Matter. And it's not, like, the whole All Lives Matter stuff. That's not the point of it. Black Lives Matter. So, just saying, it's so important. The world needs to change. It is all just positively riveting. And sad. It comes to a point wherein he soon loses steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all.
It is.
You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
He does. They're a nice green color.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
I want to say that I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't, do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth and I've lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to what others experience on a daily basis. At least she has the decency to be aware of this, not like some people with privilege. I certainly don't know how I would have fared were any different. Would I still have met Luke, and would he still have loved me if I was any lesser?
What was your home like? These things you talk about. It sounds like well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
I wish I knew how to
Live with my older sister and my grandparents.
Well, thank you, Pikachu, for getting a ticket to the show. I am the Blockbuster Chick, and we are on Steam Day of my 3-day-a-week stream. Today is Steam Day, and we are playing the horror visual novel, The Letter. Thank you so much for coming along, and I hope you like what you see. Alright, let's carry on. So cool. Alright, he lived with his older sister and grandparents.
We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat.
You don't have to translate, it's okay.
And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around, but a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
Oh, that I knew. Children can be so cruel at times. Yes, they can. Not all of them, just some of them. Of course, it may be a slightly different story when you have personal guards, and the stolen item is not a pencil, but an expensive heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
Can I live here?
It's nice, I suppose.
I'm just saying, you give me a room and I could just live off the corner and, No, okay. Yeah, very scary.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that.
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little ghetto, all dolled up and treated like fragile porcelain, with nursemaids waiting to me hand and foot. All the material possessions anyone could ever want, I could ask for on a whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents. Just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they needed to do next. I saw them more often on the telly or in the papers than I ever did in person.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
A pensive mood overcomes us. Wanna play Scrabble? And there's a moment where neither of us are sure of how to go on from there. Things have gotten a bit too personal, yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable, like as if we've been friends before.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here. You'll make home out of it yet.
He certainly makes it easy to believe that. My childhood house is indeed a lot like this one. That one has spoopy ghosts in it too! Just as large and extravagant, with spoopy ghosts. Sorry, I'm moving myself, so I'm moving the camera as well. No. Move it again. Okay, there we go. And just as empty. I hope he's right.
So, Monsieur le Photographe, you've covered the one and only Ermengarde mansion.
Now I've got to go see the attic where my friend got the poopy scared out of her.
What's next on the agenda?
The interview?
Boring. It's an interior design and housing magazine.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
It's Spoopy!
Honor Wright thinks she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Blah, blah. Boring. You know what they should print more of? I watched an interesting documentary the other day. Bleu Foncé, The Darkest Hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch it.
Aw, that's nice of her.
Those are the things that people should know about.
That's really sweet.
What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit in my kitchen?
People, right?
Oui. People are shite. What do you think?
Oh
Do I look
God.
good with this angle?
I strike a pose while he's being busy, looking taken aback for a moment. Probably not expecting me to just go and say such a crass word. But he recovers quickly, and after snapping a few shots, he grins.
Yeah, vous êtes belle.
Ah, very beautiful.
You want copies of these ones?
Yes, please. So, the big boy knows French. You must have wooed a few ladies. Unless you're into gents. Either way, French is, after all, the language of romance.
Yes, yes.
Though I don't know about quoting fancy poetry. but I've made lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy French cuisine.
It was a baguette with bacon in it.
Can you cook your best?
I can cook just about anything as long as I know the recipe.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, as long as I know a recipe and I, like, measure everything out, you know, then we're good.
C'est magnifique.
It has been too long since I've had a nice proper chat with a good friend. No, Lee is certainly not a good friend. And although we've just met, Zachary is the sort who can probably befriend anyone. Yes, he is the best boy! He's just a comfortable person to be around with. A bit too comfortable. Uh-oh, what you gonna do, Hannah? What you gonna do, Hannah? The photo shoot went by a breeze? That doesn't make any sense. And somewhere along the way, as we talk and laugh, I find myself getting a bit too close without realizing. He'll give me this strange look until I back off, and he'll go back to asking questions after I agreed to do his little interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't that odd. That is how I am. Well, sometimes. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why, anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them. He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. Gee, it's as if there's people who have confidence issues, you know, or have insecurities about themselves, you know. It's quite normal. He should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. It's called putting on a mask, you know, and not just one for pandemics. And if not, he needs to start. Perhaps nobody has shown him attention of this kind, but he's a big boy. He should be able to handle me. I'm not gonna go there. All it is a friendly touch here. A pretty smile there, and gentle swaying of the hips as I move around. You're flirting with him! Zachary grew more red every time he noticed. Am I being mean as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? No, you're just being manipulative and using your body to get what you want. Perhaps. This went on during the interview and beyond that. And then you did the Sharon from Basic Instinct thing. That's it. You did the Basic Instinct thing with your Sharon Stone. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? Couldn't remember her name to save me there. Zachary and I are just having a playful, friendly chat. Oh, you're a card, Hannah. That's what you're trying to justify you flirting with him, despite the fact that you keep yelling at your husband for doing the exact same thing, while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I see it, or how I'm choosing to interpret it.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted. Could you maybe stop doing that?
Yes, put your legs together. Stop? I'm not sure if I want to, though. Alright, who wants to continue teasing and who wants to stop it? Let's see what's going on over here. Thank you to the people lurking in the chat. Feel free to come in if you would like to say something. You don't have to. Lurkers are welcome as well. And just thank you for choosing to sit and watch me play in this horror visual novel game. I'm really enjoying this. Even if I am pointing out grammatical errors, spelling mistakes, things like that. Usually if I'm riffing something to this extent, I am enjoying it. So I am enjoying this game. If it was me for this, I would pick Stop It, because Zachary is the best boy and Zach is the best boy and I don't want to upset him. Or for the character, I would say Continue Teasing, because that would be her way of getting back at her husband. Birds! Woo! Anyway. Oh my goodness. The boydies, they keep us going, don't they? They really, truly do. Just giving it a few moments, and then we'll carry on. I'm doing the thing that Ab doing the thing then. Okay, we're waiting to see if anybody is gonna answer me. If not, it's okay, I will have a decision to make, and I've gone with this one. We'll give it a couple more moments. Yes, I'm singing the while we wait music. Nothing wrong with that. Anyways, look, Zach's gonna scratch his cheek so much. Continue and birds. Thank you, Pikachu. Oh, you want to continue? Okay, so we've got one vote for continue. All right, we've got one vote for continue at the moment. Anyone else want to give a second option? So I'm thinking stop it. Pikachu 1 is saying continue. Who wants? Had to wait 10 minutes. Yeah, don't worry, Pikachu. That's just a thing that I'm starting up there. It's okay. It's okay, I appreciate it. But you're free to do messaging now, so yay! Alright, so we're still waiting on one more to counter it. We gotta have that tiebreaker. Anybody wanna? Anybody? Who wants to counter it? Because I have a choice to make. The suspense is killing me, people. I need to know. Alright. Well, since Pikachu won, since you had to wait for that 10 minutes, I'm going to respect you doing that. And because you gave me a follow, and I'm going to continue teasing. This is who I am, and I am not going to tone myself down for somebody else. There you go. That's your welcome gift. I have no obligation to do so. At any rate, he is rather cute, and it is a bit fun seeing him squirm. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, I don't know. The papers could find out that you're being flirtatious with somebody who's not your husband, and then they can get blown out of proportion. I doubt it will be anything bad, considering how much of a gentleman he is.
Oh, stop doing what, Zach, sweetie?
Touching my arm and looking at me like that.
Oh, no. I pause, giving him a baffled look. This is certainly the first time a man has ever complained about me being too friendly.
I'm not doing anything wrong. Come on now, don't be like that. It's just a bit of fun.
That's what they all say. A bit of harmless fun. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. It's just really uncomfortable and I don't think either of us want Mr. Right to see us and think there's any funny business. I'm sorry. Look, can we just...
He's the best boy.
We're finished with the interview already, aren't we? Maybe it's about time I go.
Good man.
Oh, you must be joking.
No, I'm not.
You're certainly the odd one. Don't be such a killjoy. A little bit of flirting never hurt anyone. Other men would simply be delighted by my interest in them. Besides, you really are such a cutie.
Well, I'm not them, Hannah.
Well done.
So, yeah, I'm probably odd.
Well done, Zach.
I don't understand you.
He's got morals and principles, you know? That's
Let
a
me
good
put
thing.
it this way. You're a pretty lady, so this must have happened to you at least once or twice. How would you feel if someone was making you uncomfortable? Only for them to refuse when you ask them to stop and they make you out to be the one that's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the same as that.
Really, is it not? As I try to argue his point, he starts to pack the rest of his bags. He's not wrong. He's 100% correct. This is preposterous. No, it's not. The main argument is, what sort of man complains about a beautiful woman being friendly with them? If you reversed it, it would be creepy. It seems logical in my head, but the moment I try to say it, it starts to fall apart. That's the thing, and that's a very wrong move in society, really, because this apparently is weird, and it's his fault. But if Zach was a woman, and if Hannah was a guy, you know, it would be creepy. But she's thinking it's acceptable. No, it's still creepy.
Yes, it is. Unwanted advances don't make me feel macho or anything like that.
Well done.
I'm not here to argue morals or ethics, Miss Wright. I think I have more than enough for the interview, if that's fine with you.
What a great guy.
I may be starting to overstay my welcome.
I feel deflated. Oh, look, someone let the cork out of my side. It just starts flying around the screen. And things are going so smoothly to it and then lands on the roof and the birds take a poop on her. I ended up pushing too hard just when I might have found myself a good friend. I'm not sure if I feel awful because I'm not getting what I want, or because I was just compared to the pigs I so despise. Yeah, it hurts, don't it?
You're not even going to let me apologize.
You're not a bad person, Hana. Just
Because I really am sorry.
people won't always be how you want them to be.
Exactly.
And apology accepted.
See, he is so good. He went through all of that. He stood his ground. He didn't get butthurt over it or anything like that. He was a gentleman, and the fact that he can let it go so easily just speaks true of his character. He is a great character.
But I really do need to go.
So
A
good.
friend of mine is expecting me, and it's getting late.
Will you visit again? I will be asking for copies of those photographs.
Yeah, sure. I'll make you a copy.
Aw.
That would be much appreciated.
There you
I'll
go.
ask Johans to see you out.
You're already outside. I feel sick to my stomach as I watch Zachary leave. It is silly to be upset over the falling out with a man who was, only a few hours ago, a complete stranger to me. That doesn't excuse my boorish behavior at all, and it doesn't make the ill feeling any better. You know, just because you're annoyed with your husband doesn't give you the God-given right to go out and flirt with the first man who pays you any compliments or anything like that. That's not cool, you know? Even if you and your husband are having a tiff, doesn't matter. You're married. Cut that out. Idling about, I stare off into space, unsure of how I feel. This has been the Blockbuster Chick Philosophical Corner. And I stay a good while just standing there until the sun sets in the horizon. Disheartened, I proceed back into the mansion for supper. Ooh, we getting a fish supper? And that was quick. Entering the dining hall causes me so much confusion. Oh, okay, this is meant to happen. Okay, so it is dark. For a moment, I thought the electric work is not up to par. But that clearly is not the case, as every other room is bright with artificial light. So I'm gonna vacate this room and go on my merry way, is what she should say. Finding the light switch is a monumental task, considering the size and my unfamiliarity with the room. It doesn't look that big. To make matters worse, the darkness grants the room a different atmosphere. Eerie and frightening. The sun sets. Ooh. It takes longer than I thought to find the switch, something that will have to be rectified later on. My skin starts to prickle, and there is the distinct feeling of being watched. Well, that guy's kind of looking over our way, so yeah. It unsettles me, and only spurs me on in my search. I thought I said I looked at the corner of my eye and I thought this said speech. I'm like, why are you gonna write a speech about the goings on in this dining room? And when I do open the light... What? And when I do open the lights? What does that... What? That doesn't make sense at all. Ominous. Yes, it's ominous. And when I do open the lights, there is a hiss.
I'll turn the lights down, woman!
The fudge cake are you drinking? Lucozade or... the Incredible Hulk liquefied? There, at the end of the hall, is my beloved husband with his face in one hand and a glass of whatever this is in the other. Perhaps I can let it go if it's only one glass. That is not wine. That is Slimer from Ghostbusters. However, I can feel myself go livid after seeing the toxic green liquid gleam mockingly at me.
Luke, what? Are you drinking absinthe?
Absinthe! Okay, that explains it. Thank God, I thought you were... I thought, oh, we have ghosts. Is like, are the Ghostbusters gonna come in anytime?
You know what the doctor said. Absinthe, Luke. Are you actively trying to kill yourself? Because if you are, we can just hit you with a bloody car.
Oh, let me go get the spare one.
Honeybee, Buttercup, not too loud, please.
You'll upset the dead corpses.
Besides, it's Lelouch, not too strong. Just hair of the dog that bit me.
Okay.
Helps with the hangover, dearest.
You drank? When?
This morning, love. Don't be mad.
She will be mad because 1, you drank when you're not supposed to, and 2, you didn't tell her until this very moment.
I just needed a few drinks, having to deal with those simpletons.
Oh God, really?
And maybe I had one too much. You don't see me whinging about you leaving me to handle them on my own.
I'm a privileged white boy.
I had to attend the photo shoot and interview with Luxury Living. You know that. Let's not make this about me, Luke. This is about you and your drinking problem and...
Oh, I don't know, Hannah, darling. What if my drinking problem, as you like to call it, is linked to you?
Wow. It's okay, Jarrett. Like, we may be a PG-13 stream. I'm trying not to swear. This dick over here, he is being a complete twat.
If we think about it that way, this discussion is about you. That was pretty mean of you, leaving me alone to do all the work like that.
Oh, I hope he gets spooked.
You can't use the interview as an excuse either, honey. I was informed the moment your little interview was done.
What is up his arse?
So, what was it then, What were you doing?
Ooh, what's it gonna be? Should I tell the truth or tell a little lie? Me too, Pikachu. I want to slap him. He's just being a high, white, privileged male, and it's annoying. Do we want to say I was with Zachary or I was tending the gardens? I think a little lie is not bad in this situation. Just gets him off our backs, and we can carry on with it. If you tell him, he's gonna throw a hissy fit, and it could escalate very badly. Whereas this, calm things down. Yeah, he's gonna be pissed no matter what. So, I think the easier one is gonna be tending the gardens. I think that would be the easier way to play it. You wanna lie? Okay. We got a lie from Pikachu. Pikachu, I can't even speak. What about you, Jer, and anybody else in the chat? If you would like to tell the truth, we go with this one. If you'd like to lie, we go with this one. What's it gonna be? Oh my goodness, that's a nice drink there. It's very nice. While you do that, I'm just gonna have a looky dookie 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 here. Okay. We got 2. Okay, Tony's going lie. And I think that will be the consensus. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to lie and say,
I was just tending to the garden, sweetie.
Thank you, guys.
You were?
For a moment, he looked That's not how you spell skeptical. That's septical. I can tell by the gleam in his eyes and the way he sits up in attention. Sits up? He's standing up, sweetheart. Sits up in attention. He thinks I'm lying. Well, you are. But I see no point in bringing up Zachary and aggravating him. What has many keys but cannot open any doors? A piano. That's actually pretty deep, Tony. I never thought of that. Wow. Am I just... I've never heard of that before. That's... Good. I see no point in bringing up Zachary and aggravating him. I did tend to the gardens for a bit, so it's not a complete lie. Just a little white lie. Besides, I know just how to please him. Sauntering over and circling round him, I place my fingers on his shoulders. He lets out that before melting like butter as I massage his shoulders.
I had to make sure they didn't ruin your favorite daffodils.
Oh, that is wonderful.
I'm not sure if he means the massage or the flowers, but I'll take it. This is better than a fight.
So,
yeah, we made the right decision.
absinthe.
Just one glass. Loosh.
I suppose I can let this one go. A bit too late anyway. You've already drank half the thing.
There you go. Well done, Hannah.
But remember your doctor's orders.
Yes, I'll try to drink less.
Try.
Hey, I'm only human. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
Supper is spent in silence with nothing but the occasional sound of silverware. And no food, apparently. A grand feast is... It has? has been served. Well, grander than usual anyway. Most likely due to Luke's complaints of stress. Thermometers or speedometers for atoms. Tony, are you on a fact website at the moment? You're just spouting random facts. Just waiting for the frames to stop dropping. There we go. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. We're just waiting for the frames to stop dropping. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Frames were dropping a wee bit. Oh, they're still dropping. Is everything looking and sounding okay? Just to make sure. Just want to make sure everything's okay. Let's see. Yeah, just let me know if there's anything awry going on, because it's looking like my speed is kind of dipping up and down. Oop. There we go. Okay. Tell me, can you see the delicious meal? Can you see me moving my mouse over with said delicious meal? Just let me know, please. That would be good. It's freezing up a lot. Okay. Gauge is just how many laps you've made around a giant fireball. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, well, I can maybe close these. Oh! Crap! Well, I just closed the game. Oh no, do I have to start that all up again? Oh, sorry guys, I pressed the wrong button. Jeez, oh my lord. Hold on. I was trying to close programs there in the background, and that was not one I should have done. Okay. I was a silly. That's what it was, okay. Right, let's try that again. I probably have to do that all over again. Oh, thank God for that. Woo! Thank goodness. Okay, just to be on the safe side, we're gonna save. There we go. Wow. Okay, does it look okay now? Everything seems to be looking okay. I know what it was. I had a few too many programs open and I need to delete things off of the computer. Perfect. Thank you. Alright. A platter of native oysters for starters and tranche of turbot with purple sprouting. Earth is a planet. Thank you, Tony. This has been Fact Night with Tonelock TL3. For some reason. With purple sprouting broccoli, lemon, capers, and anchovy sauce for mains. This sounds disgusting. To finish it all off, black tea and golden syrup sponge pudding with custard. The tea is okay. But when our appetites are appeased and the plates are cleared away, Luke stands, kisses me goodnight, and leaves me to stare at my half-empty cup. Lonely in the lull of night, I sit in a house too big and too empty, foreign and unwelcoming. Even with its warm tone and homely decor, it feels cold. There is no need for tears, however. I know I can get through this like every other obstacle I have faced before, because I used to be a horse in another life. This is a minor setback in what I hope will be a long and happy life. You're gonna get spooped really soon. To remind myself that this place is for Luke and for our future children fills me with a renewed vigor. It's made of piss and vinegar. Besides, it looks like someone is having a cry already. That is an otherworldly cry. I don't like that. The wailing is far away and muffled, and I don't like it. Yet at the same time, it shakes me to my very core as I hear it. I'm gonna sit back in my chair for this one. And as if the suffering is just standing right beside me. Oh god. Hearing it sends a chill down my spine and makes my skin prickle with goosebumps. Oh no, 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 no. Who is that? Curiosity sinks in as I follow the sorrowful sound into the kitchen. Oh no, it's here, isn't it? And into the wine cellar. Oh no.
Hello? Is anybody down there?
Have you never seen a horror movie? I am curious and concerned, but there is no way I am going down into a dark and human underground. Thank you. I'm not as enthusiastic as Luke, who considers himself quite the connoisseur. However, I also cannot bring myself to go to bed with this racket going on. If it is one of the household helps, they will surely need some talking to. After all, this wouldn't be the first time I've gone and found one of the maids sobbing their eyes out over one thing or another. You're gonna wish that you left this one alone. Oh god, here we go. Prepare your butts, people. As professional as our staff are, they are still human. Yes, they are. Apart from this noise. More often than not, it was either Johannes or... What, Johannes sounds like this when they cry? Or I who'd calm them down, who'd help them figure out how to go on about things. Unfortunately, I am not in high spirits right now. Funny you mentioned spirits, so I'm not as wholly benevolent. Oh, no, I'm not making this decision. You guys make it. I'm not making it. I'm not making it. I'm not making it. You are in the comfort of your own chair, bed, couch, whatever. This is sitting right in front of me. I don't want to open it. I don't want to. But I'm leaving it up to you guys in the chat. You want to open the hatch and let her hell, or do you want to call them out? I don't want to do either one, actually. I don't want to do either one. I'm thinking, is this Evil Dead? Are we going to get Bruce Campbell jumping out at any time? I don't know.
It was never meant for the world of the living.
I have no idea, but I'm loving this game. It's just really, really, really creepy. Woo! Alright, who wants to open the hatch and who wants to call them out? Please, let me know. Of course, Jarrett, you want to open the hatch. Of course you do. Alright, we got one for open the hatch from Jarrett. Who else wants to doom me? And I will do whatever one you guys pick. Anyone else want to scare the crap out of me? Because it's gonna happen. And I am open for this, it's okay. I knew what I walked into. Whoa, Tony! Okay. I got another vote for open. Anyone else want to give it? Pikachu, what do you say? Who wants to doom me while I take a breather back? I don't wanna. Yeah, I would take Bruce Campbell's glorious chin over a jump scare. Dead by dawn, dead by dawn. And I'm saying my prayers right now because I'm gonna get jump scared. And we're gonna open the hatch. I hope you're happy with yourselves. I may not be going down, but there's no point in talking through closed doors. Or hatches in this case. The thing refuses to budge at first until there is a soft click and it easily swings free. Hold me, Yoshi. Hold me, Yoshi. I've got my Yoshi over here. Yoshi, hold me. Hold me. Easily swings free. As I lift up the hatch and look down into the cellar, a sense of uneasiness washes over me. It isn't just... Oh! Oh! This was just... Oh, you had a premonition about this. Okay. You had a premonition. Okay. It isn't just the sudden onset of vertigo and nausea, but also the darkness. It's suffocating. And as I look down, it feels as if it's looking back at me. I worry that something will suddenly pull me into the deep. Hey, you're gonna go down to the... I can hear her whispering. Yep, calling for me. She wants me. I hope it's from my body and not anything else. I don't want spoopiness. Needs me. She wants to drown me, pull me down, suffocate me in her embrace until I sink to the bottom. A deep abyss waits, inviting yet foreboding. She's calling. Yoshi, bless me with your courage and wisdom. Exactly. Exactly. Hail the Yoshi. Hail the Yoshi. He will help us. He will save us from our doom. Because it's coming. She's calling to me from in there, isn't she? I'm getting the keyboard ready in case it's a quick time event. And do I want to help? And I do want to help. I do. I don't. But the shadows threaten to creep out and a feeling of apprehension keeps me in place. Already it paints the room in a darker light. Yeah, we know that. Oh god. This is like the dream all over again. There was a hook in my stomach as well. And there's smoke coming from the floor. But this time it doesn't pull me back. Instead it pulls me forward. Oh god, oh god, oh god. There is a lurching sensation and the feeling that follows after is hard to explain. Feels like I'm watching myself from the sidelines, a spectator to my actions or lack thereof. I will myself to snap out of this detached feeling. To move, to do anything except stare at myself. And for a moment I see the look of fear in my own face. I'm back in my body, but the hook in my stomach is no longer the only one. There are hooks everywhere, tearing and pulling at my skin, flesh and bones. They pull at me in every direction and it hurts. It hurts so much, but I just can't bring myself to scream out.
Help me.
Okay. Okay. Ah. Oh shit. Oh, excuse the swears. I wake from a deep slumber. I don't know what happened there. It takes a while with the fog that has settled in my head and with my heavy limbs. But soon enough I managed to look around. I'm in our bedroom already, although I do not recall going here. Luke slumbers beside me. No, he doesn't. He's not there. Looking peaceful and angelic. It doesn't matter. I'm safe and I feel better than ever. Tomorrow better days will come. Okay, so apparently I managed to get past whatever that was. I'll have fun looking back at that and pausing on that screen. That'll be fun, won't it? That'll be just much fun. Whoo, boy. Funny. Luke is already gone by the time I rise. There isn't a single hide nor hair of him to be found, and trying to call him on his mobile is a bust, as it only goes straight to his voicemail. That's twice in a row he's gone on me. And for him to disappear today, of all days, is every bit upsetting because of what's to come. Oh boy. The morning is once again filled with a whirlwind of activity. Fortunately, I am much more refreshed as I took a break from my responsibilities. Of doing what? I haven't the faintest clue where Luke was yesterday. Today is going to be a busy day. Oh, was he the murderer of Rose? Today is going to be a busy day, although unlike Wednesday, the master of the house isn't here right now. Absent once again from his duties of doing what? Having tea? Hopefully he'll be back in time for the party. This is our house, after all. A grand housewarming party for the wonderful Wright mansion. Every person of importance from Luxmore is invited, and there will be a few guests flying in as well. Of course, there will be some people from the media, along with friends and acquaintances who are made no less important, regardless of their status in society. The Queen is coming! Marianne and I discuss business and last-minute touches to the house before finalizing everything. Not that there is much change from our original plans. We're just gonna glaze over the shenanigans that were happening. Alrighty. Bar any huge additions to the property itself, the mansion is nearly 100% complete.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Yes.
Well, I can't take all of the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the Wright mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Luke and I had a small tiff about making the second bedroom into a child's playroom, which I insisted is completely practical. In the end, he had to be whatever this is. I didn't give him any choice in the matter. I even bought this wonderful wooden crib from the antique store yesterday, including some toys. They're also wooden. That's not safe for a baby. Just in case anyone brings their baby, of course, and leaves them there. I don't know. Excuse me. It's the spoopiness. Besides, we have little need for actual guest rooms. We hardly have guests who spend the night. If we absolutely have to, we often choose to foot the bill for their visit on one of our hotels instead, or one of them. Always at Luke's own insistence. And on the off chance that we actually let someone stay, the bedroom in the opposite wing is still up to the task.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables.
And his whole house.
He may as well let me have this one thing.
No, I did not agree to him having a helipad.
All right then. Well, do we have any other concerns? Anything we need to put on our agenda before the party commences?
How about the dead lady in the basement? In the wine cellar? Could you maybe tell me about that? 'Cause she ain't good for the feng shui of the place.
No, I don't think so. Not unless Luke has anything else to say.
About the spoopiness, I have plenty to say.
Is he around then? It'd be best if we can note down his requests right away, considering the scope of his usual ones.
Around? No. Square? Yes. Where is he? Who knows where? I don't.
No, he's not around.
She didn't have to point out the obvious now, did she? After 7 long years, I'd already gotten used to him. I should be by now. Still not, apparently.
But don't you have a party?
I want nothing more than to complain, to whinge about how unfair this is. However, airing out one's dirty laundry is simply taboo among high society. We would rather sit and bore ourselves to death about each other's riches. I'm so lonely. Sorry, I was just looking at the Yoshi comment again. To do so will make you a ripe target for the next dinner party chit-chat. Vultures, a lot of them really. Or most of them at least. There are always good ones like Rochelle Lee. But put your trust in the wrong person and you'll find yourself eagerly picked apart.
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting. He's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
Perhaps I am being a bit too rash, a bit too hot-headed. Oh wait, I have a fever. In divulging details. But I thought myself clear with the plan to dress it up as gossip. Marianne's raised brow makes me unsure whether she is interested or not. Although that does make things better if she has no interest and therefore has no hidden intent to utilize whatever I might say to her.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit a... how do they say it? A rough patch.
You mean like you guys are having?
His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband.
You deflecting?
But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark.
Someone's deflecting.
What do you think?
What do I think of the matter, ma'am?
No, what do you think of my hair? It feels so lifeless and dull today, and that's no good for a party.
Is that a hint of sarcasm I detect, Hannah?
And I think I'm breaking out into zits.
Now that you mention it, there is something different.
You look like a ghost!
There better not be something on my face.
I wouldn't worry about that. You do look a little paler than usual, ma'am. I apologize if I'm crossing any lines here, but have you been resting properly?
I've been having a spoopy-doopy old time.
Huh. You'd think I get a bit tanned with how sunny it's been lately. Don't you worry. I feel right as rain and never better. But back to the matter at hand.
You were asking for my personal opinion on the matter, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to be honest, or...
Would you like me to lie? Ooh, do I want her to be honest with me?
honest with me, Marianne. I don't need someone to sugarcoat it. I'm not some fragile thing that I'm just going to break down at the slightest thing.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask, this is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle. But if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else. Someone who won't even give him the time of the day. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone. That's just my 2 pence worth, of course.
So you're saying they should divorce?
Nothing as drastic as that. If they're afraid that it might lead to just that, then maybe that is what's meant to happen in the first place. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives. But it's just a short hiatus is all. Or, couples therapy? Look, I'm really not the best person to ask about relationships. So grain of salt and all that. I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party.
What is happening now? Okay, there we go. Whew! Was I really? Was that quiet the entire time? Wow. Ooh, look at all of these things that I can do. Sorry about that, guys. Alright. So, let's have a look. Okay. Ooh, can we?
Look, I'm really not the best person to ask about relationships.
Oh.
So grain of salt and all that.
Oh, that's cool. Is it muted now, or can you hear me? Just let me know. La 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 la. Okay, perfect. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, we went through all of this bit. So you won't be attending the party. So all of my funny jokes you never heard. Well, you're gonna be hearing them now.
Oh, you really must, Marianne.
I'll try to stay in chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies.
I don't know what happened there, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Busy, busy, busy.
As a busy bee.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you.
Thank you, Jarrett.
You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
We'll see. So, if Foy can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
The scene outside the parlor is a great organized mess. As well it should be. They just moved in. Aside from our own household help, we hired the service of the temp agency, which provides staff for enterprise in the hospitality sector. Can't speak today now. Even our very skilled staff cannot undertake a party of this size on their own. Waiters, busboys, hostesses, Chippendales, and their staff captains move about in droves, carrying crockery and serveware. Shouldn't that be silverware? Good for several dozen people and then some. So, more than a dozen people. Chefs and bartenders tail after Johannes, looking like scared little children, as he escorts them through the kitchen and into the wine cellar. The wine cellar where the creepy woman was. To peruse the stocks, to select what can be served at the party and what can be used for cooking.
Schnell! We have a lot to do, and I believe we did not hire snails.
Unless this was from the snail hiring agency, I don't know.
Snails are for the dishes.
No, they're not. They're for the gardens. A string quartet readies up to play for the evening, tuning their instruments as they fill the air with idle chatter. Chatter, 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 chatter. Floral decor worth thousands fill vases. It certainly isn't in these vases. Wreaths and baskets, while petals are scattered along the driveway up front. Ooh, that looks nice. An ice sculpture of a reindeer is brought in carefully by a pair. Why a reindeer? It's not even Christmas, it's still October. That doesn't make any sense. It is followed by a simple cake, just a 5-tier white chiffon one with white chocolate mousse, fresh berries, and a light dusting of edible gold leaf. But despite the fact that I told Marianne how I will attend to all of this, I find myself unable to focus or care for any of it. I still have our discussion running in my mind, and looking at all of this, I only see Luke everywhere. These are all the grand things that Luke wanted to have for the party. I just wanted the Chippendales to myself, but Luke had to order them for himself. I don't know why. I had wanted a small, elegant and simple gathering, with only a select few invited, namely the people who I would actually trust to enter my home. I did not want any bloody politicians or paparazzi in here. This is the game swearing, not me. No matter how used I am to catering them.
At least be here for your party. Damn it, Luke.
He's away murdering people. The entire thing screamed Luke right. And I can't help but add another question to my growing list of queries. When did I lose myself? It's always about him nowadays, isn't it? What about Hannah Wright? What about Hannah Evans? I used to be my own woman who made her own name, her own career, and her own decisions. Sure, I was already the social butterfly that I am still today. now I'm a caterpillar. But it wasn't all empty, shallow gossip and sitting pretty. It was about shaking chandeliers and spoopy women. I was also lauded for my knowledge and talent. Lauded? I don't know. A finance manager wasn't just handed to me just because my father owned the company. Nice of you to have that. I had insisted that I start at the bottom so I could work my way to the top and prove myself. I went through many bottoms that way. And I did. I worked numbers, managed budgets, money and accounts, analysing the competition and market trends. I'm fancy. There was the calculation of financial risk, cost reduction opportunities, auditor liaison, and public relations, supervision of staff, and for some reason I thought there was going to be a jump scare right in the middle of there, just going bah! Well, I generally had a slew of responsibilities. Admittedly, I was already quite the attention seeker, even back then, having dedicated most of my youth craving for my parents' approval. Failing that, I turned to others, looked for praise from anyone who would give it, however fleeting it all was. And Luke, oh Luke, the way he looked at me, the way he watched me and took a genuine interest, I hated his guts then, and I do now. He had me disgustingly obsessed since day one, hasn't he? That was not grammatically correct. That was not a correct. He saw me for me, Hannah Evans, with both my faults and my achievements. The man didn't treat me like some damsel in distress or some prize to be won. Were you quoting Hercules there? I remember the nights before we were married where we talked about everything and anything. From big things like business, society, and philosophy, to little things such as what we had for breakfast or whether we liked cats or dogs more. We both prefer dogs. Cats are awesome, so shut up. And I love dogs too. Nowadays, I'm just Luke Wright's wife. That's a tongue twister. It's mostly my fault, isn't it? Leon Kennedy, that's his name. I only just remembered his last name there. They told me that husbands preferred wives who were docile and subordinate. In the 1800s. A woman who'll always be there for him, yet would never outshine him in all aspects except beauty. A wife needs to be at home and attend to his needs, to have children and to take care of them in his absence. Again, in the 1800s, they said I have no business working anymore after I was married. I can blame society, but I listened. Before I can fall further into this retrospective pit of self-loathing, someone calls for my attention. It's a spoopy ghost!
The guests have arrived, madam.
And Luke?
Running a bit late, I'm afraid.
A bit?
Late for his own party. That man, I swear. He's probably looking to make a dramatic entrance, knowing him.
More than likely, that's why
Open the doors, then. We mustn't tarry.
That's why he's bringing the cannon. Cars line up the driveway. Birds! Peppering the front of the mansion with vehicles of every kind. I'm sorry, the birds just entertain me. Grand Tutors, supercars, even the odd high-end muscle car or two. Convertibles, grand saloons, and other luxury cars can be seen, being parked by valets. These guys don't need to be parked because they're flying! A handful of cabs drive off, possibly for those who thought it was too troublesome to bring their own cars. There are at least 2 different media vans as well. They're all here for what may be considered the biggest event of the year for Luxborn. So far. Who knows what we'll plan for the winter holidays?
Welcome! Welcome, everyone!
This way to Santa Claus! It's October. This way to Santa Claus!
Please, make yourselves at home.
Some of the guests idle, enjoying the warm, if not strange, sunshine we are experiencing. especially it being the UK, before gloomy skies inevitably return. They greet acquaintances and friends with warm smiles, others less so. From where I stand, I can see the hierarchy of power. I love that word, hierarchy. The ties that bind these individuals here, whether through convenience or necessity. However, there are also few who are not here to further cement their current place in high society. Ah, there's Ashton. Hello. What brings you here, young man? With his audience. Excuse me? I don't know if this is correct here. I'm not gonna say that because I don't like that being there, you know? We would say Asian. There. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I don't know. Such as that young man, ignorant of the looks he receives from women and men alike.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Oh my god, that's not cool! That's not cool to say! No, that's not cool! Jeez. Oh. Or that rose-haired woman talking on her phone while she looks unsure of why she is here exactly.
Yes, I'm at the party already, Mom. Yes, I'll say hi to her if I can.
I see Zachary, the photographer, as well. He talks to a few of the other media crew with an air of familiarity.
I was just here a few days ago, yeah.
I was imposed upon by this woman right here. Yes, I was. So, this is a face, show it all over the magazine. You know.
And the inside is huge, but the staff are pretty helpful if you get lost.
I had invited Father Norman, too. Why, he's my father. Why do I call him Father Norman? It's weird. It's the least I can do after he blessed the mansion on my request. Aside from my small donation to the church, of course, I'm sure it wasn't small. But the poor man had taken ill and went through a nervous breakdown of some sort the other day. The other day? And you're saying come and hang out at my party? No. Okay. And then there are people like the Chief Inspector, who I really shouldn't get on the bad side of. People who I can never be too sure about. People who stand on the border between being suspicious and being trustworthy and looking like David Tennant.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see.
Oh, killed him too.
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee.
Gee, her husband is missing. His wife is missing. I wonder what's happening.
The doctors again?
She told me she'll just be in the gardens.
Smooching with your husband.
Bet she's lying and that she's somewhere around mingling, gossiping with the other ladies.
Nah, she'll be doing something with someone.
It's no offense, but that seems to be all you ladies do at these parties.
Excuse me? All you ladies? Oh.
And aren't you gossiping right now?
Yes, well, what about Luke? Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
Let him stew.
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, let me guess. He's finally drunken himself to death and not wanting a scandal. You've hidden his body.
Hey, you've got it exactly, you prick.
I was wanting to give this housewarming gift to him personally, too.
It's a middle finger.
It's a plate that holds a wine glass so he can stop killing himself with liquid lunches. Looks like it's too late for that.
Nothing like that. Besides, this is a hardly polite conversation.
Oh, relax. I'm just trying to be cheeky to lighten the mood. It's not like I want Luke dead.
Oh, do I? My cheeky little gritty.
The man doesn't serve dodgy plonk like the others when I visit, and he pays his respects well enough.
Dodgy
I could use a glass of wine or 3, actually.
Did the person who wrote the script for this like Only Fools and Horses?
Rochelle's been in a horrid mood. Threw her stilettos at me the other day and almost took an eye out. Not sure if this is how it usually goes, but I blame the pregnancy.
I knew you would.
I wouldn't know, would I?
Still no plans for a baby? Well, I guess that's for the best. If it's this bad now, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be when that little baby bump becomes huge.
Lovely. Have I mentioned how I don't trust him no matter how hard I try to do so? I wonder why. At least he brought a gift, I suppose.
Why don't you just go inside and have some wine, Lee?
I would have stopped to just go. Why don't you just go?
Think I will, thanks.
Greetings such as these carry on as the guests continue to trickle in. Whether we have short conversations or merely shake hands and nod heads, I make sure to attend and welcome each of them. As the first hour passes us by, the rest of the stragglers and I adjourn to the ballroom. The beast is waiting. Any latecomers will have the attention of the porter instead. I have other duties to attend to now. Other duties. Oh my god, there's so many bloody people here. Hosting parties. Why do the chandeliers shake in these things? Hosting parties is always the same old song and dance, no matter how big or small it is. You make sure your guests are well fed, have good company, and have them generally enjoy themselves. I was playing a joke in my head and I thought, no. So when my opening remarks are done, when the band has started to play and the guests have started eating, I find myself wandering around aimlessly. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. There we go. Turn me up a bit. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Alright. So when my opening remarks are done, I find myself wandering around aimlessly unless I am pulled aside. For a while, I stay with a small group and entertain them before excusing myself. Do it again, just to be sure. And when they're not, oh my god, when they're not anymore watching me, that doesn't make any sense at all. I end up watching them. When they don't listen, I do. A local banker is having trouble with his daughter. He wishes to marry her off, but she wants nothing more but to make music. One of our hotel managers worries about the stolen belongings of one of his patrons, a failing in security which should be brought up to higher authority soon. Our mayor, well, his cat died. Hey! Don't diminish that! That is a painful thing to go through. You itch with a bee. Then there's that rose-haired woman once again. It is hard not to notice her with her distinctive locks. I love her hair, actually. She also lacks the grace that the other ladies have, though that does not make her any less beautiful. Her stance and the air she exudes, instead, are strong and they make her stand out despite her casual attire. Oh, pardon me. Many men have already given her their attention, though each invitation to dance has been turned down. I approach, intrigued, although it is no great mystery what occupies her own attention, with the glances she keeps sending towards the boy with the hair. I'm not saying that. She remains unaware, though, even as I stand beside her, pretending that I am there for a drink. I don't know.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Really? Is that... No! Don't!
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
You look beautiful, Becca. It's fine.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the... parvenu, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up.
Exactly, so stop doing what you're doing.
Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
The boy comes over, but I do nothing to speak any softer. He merely passes by, and it is a wonder he doesn't hear what I say.
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down his offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time.
Yes, it is.
I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other.
Uh-huh.
Is he your boyfriend, then? Because that would explain those rejections.
In all my life, I have never seen a face grow red so fast. The shade of her hair did not help it. This is the most pink I've seen on a person, really. No, I've seen it on other people, and it works for them.
What? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed.
Would it?
Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
During?
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact. Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
Why this particular shot, I wonder?
It's more the latter, currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property. I
Oh,
don't want to
boy.
walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
No, you'll just go down to the wine cellar for that. I waver as I feel the burning of someone's stares. It is chilling, and though I am used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Oh god, here we go again. Here we go again. Hi there. My attention is pulled from the ghetto, and I see a woman staring. Dark-haired and dirty, she looks more like a beggar than a guest, and I have half the mind to call the security at her when her mouth breaks out into a grin. All I hear is her laughing. Yay! Turn it up a little bit so you guys can hear this pleasantness. Taunting. Her stare makes my blood run cold. She looks at me like I am nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. It makes my hands shake and I nearly drop my drink. But then, in a blink, she's gone. And I turn my volume down, and the buzz of the party returns.
I'll keep that in mind, but are you alright?
No.
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the lights. Anyway, on a right, as you must already know.
Uh-huh.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales.
The name is familiar, like a fond memory. Ooh, reunion! I recall a kind lady, a private tutor who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She'd even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Wow, the music goes from 0 to 60 very quick. And just gonna check in with you guys. Okay. Alright. Usually stovies, which I honestly hadn't been too keen about. Oh, another Scottish phrase. I love it. Though I ate them nonetheless because she brought them for me.
Because she was lovely.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses!
Well, thank you.
And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A. What was it again? Alan.
Is it Ash?
Albert? Alexander? Andrew?
The more I list off names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stiffness. Perhaps I have triggered a horrid childhood memory. Yay for me! Surely I hadn't been mean when she visited with her mother. I don't quite remember all of it.
Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The same one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, goodness me, after all these years!
Uh-huh.
I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone with an earshot, you know? Keep it down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
And a tad bit sad. It's not.
So, this is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of the sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
And you'll have yours when the cops comes to get you again.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best.
I don't know, can you tell that to a lot of Disney princesses?
If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
Exactly.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it.
Mm-hmm.
But what do I know?
It is a grimace, although she starts to relax around my presence. How long has it been since we met as children? Certainly a long time. She was tiny back then, if I recall correctly.
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel? And it's been what? 20 years?
17, actually. But no, not yet. He can be a bit dense. I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
Clearly he's not noticing anything, Becca.
Well, that won't do.
Mm-hmm.
What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person.
Exactly.
Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I?
Yes, you will. A swift kick to the nuts should do it.
Whoever anyone ends up with,
I mean, ear.
it's going to be a perfect relationship anyway. There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
I do remember that now she mentions it. Did I give her that yellow summer dress or the pink blouse and petticoat? I don't know. She must have kept some of what I said in mind. Whoop. Clicky clicky. There we go. It feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later. I'm talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls. As if it's some gospel every woman should adhere to. No, it's not. Because some girls don't like men. So, you know, I mean, some girls don't like guys. You know? People like who they like. It was so easy to say such things then, with me not knowing any better. Though, looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at that time. Enough for her to take it to heart? But all that didn't matter in the moment as I mull over what she's just said in my head. And we're not going to talk about us seeing a dead woman. What Becky told me is very different from what Mary Ann told me. There is no time to ponder over that, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. Oh, the music of the strings and the chatter slows to a grinding halt as the doors from the foyer opens! The last of the latecomers should have arrived moments ago, and anyone else this late would simply be too embarrassed to show their face. So this can only be one person, or rather, one man. There is only one man who is audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party.
I'm hit with my glass of Ribena.
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
No, we went to the wrong mansion. Unlike I, who was raised in the spotlight and simply grew used to its presence, he sought it out every chance he could, even when there was no spotlight that shone. And I'll never put it against him when he smiles like that. He did so quite brilliantly under the scrutiny when he channels his showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks. How they listen enraptured even if all he's doing is a simple greeting. A little wave of his hands here, a little smile there, and a bit of swagger. I always tell him that. If he is not to be a businessman, he'll do well as an entertainer. He'll be fired because he's always late. I love this side of him, especially when he looks at me and he beckons me over to humbly share his place. Not a single second is wasted, as I excuse myself from Becky's side and I make my way to Luke's.
Welcome one and all to our humble abode.
I did it all!
Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are all ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen. If you would excuse my presumptuousness.
And your egotistical nature.
So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served.
Oh, are you going to put yourself on a plate and go, I'm served, ladies and germs?
Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone.
I will when you leave. There was a round of applause from all these people. Cheers and even some hoots. Guests approach us left and right to shake Luke's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of this that I do not see her. Oh no, I do not see her until she is dangerously close with fury in her eyes and she's already spitting venom. Oh, never mind. Okay. Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. Oh, what did you do? But that does little to deter her rage, and the man has no choice but to let her go, lest an unborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an empty glass of wine in her hand. Naughty, naughty! How much is she imbibed in? What?
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle?
Oh boy.
Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you mother! I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to this scumbag over here.
What accent is she trying to do?
You bloody bastard, standing there with your smarmy smile.
Like, what accent is that meant to be? I don't understand. The extreme close-up of her hair, which is nice. She interrupts me, jabbing her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Even as whispers and murmurs break out among the guests, all I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of alcohol in her breath. She's pregnant! Why is she drinking? I'm not ticked off about this. Yeah, oh snap. I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I am absolutely pissed by the fact that she'd endanger her own baby by drinking. I am 1,000% agreeing. There's a considerable amount of restraint and grace that I must exercise while I wait for her tantrum to subside. I keep a patient, if tight, smile on my face. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue. You're on thin ice, Rochelle.
Yeah, what accent? What accent is there? There's no... I don't know what it is.
Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir.
Yeah, drunk and pregnant in the same sentence. There's nothing that can go wrong with that.
What is even going on?
Oh boy. I am just about to ask that exact same thing.
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself.
Angelina Jolie in Tomb Raider accent. Oh god, yes it is. That's exactly what it is.
I can't understand a word you're saying.
Well, she keeps going.
Where is that husband of yours? Lay! Flash your wife right now!
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here. You're not responsible, you ass.
It's echoing a bit. Hold on. Let me get the volume down a wee bit. Is it echoing like from the game? From me? Remember, I am playing this without headphones, so there's more than likely to be an echo. Bit awfully quiet, Tony, as well. Okay. Is it okay now? Okay, perfect. The baby turned out to be the famous drinker Arthur. That would make sense with the accents all over the place. Language.
You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens.
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
That's all it is. Just completely and utterly mad.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's drunk. Performing monkey. Oh! Oh, he'd been doing the dirty with her.
God damn it, Luke. I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence. You do this to me.
Ooh. What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with Luke? Is this true?
Oh.
Sexuality! Yours? Take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself.
I don't know. I don't trust the evil-looking guy over here.
No, you do not do this to me.
You need to work on your accent,
I
Rochelle.
was so ready to leave my stupid home for my husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours.
Jerry.
She looked like she wants a baby.
Oh.
Take care of
Oh. Oh no. It is now that Johannes returns with security along with a concerned looking Officer Lee. Okay, I can turn it up a little bit again, I think. Here we go. That was just an intense moment there. To escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man. Not that I believe Rochelle. Luke will never... He will never go so far as to sleep with another woman, right? I don't know.
I'm so sorry for her behaviour. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol.
Yeah, you're letting your pregnant wife have a drink?
Talking nonsense, that's all it is.
Oh, okay.
You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What were you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk? Who's pregnant, by the way? Of course they're nothing but ramblings of a drunk. She's just jealous. We're getting Springer, Monty, and Dr. Phil. Yes, we are. She's just jealous. Jealous of this wonderful marriage, this happily ever after that I have with my prince. You were just complaining about it!
Take that troll up out of here immediately.
Meow, we unlocked the cat fight.
And see to it that she isn't allowed here or anywhere we hold any authority in Luxbourne.
So there. To be banned from anything with the right name on it is basically social... We practically own half of Luxbourne, and there isn't a single establishment of repute that isn't under our patronage, one way or another. This is mercy. I can do much worse to her. At least this way she can just move out of the city and never ever return. I have stayed my hand in the face of her grievous fault, her bold-faced lies, when she deserves so much more. I could take away her business, have her factory shut down. It is too easy to ruin her life until she is just nothing. That is scary, some people have that much power. And it is all so tempting. I can only see red. The tension is thick in the air, and the silence that embraces the room is nearly deafening. There are worried and almost fearful glances from some of the guests, yet at the same time, I can still hear them whispering like, pregnant woman drunk? Not good. But as long as they hold their tongues and don't interfere, none of those matter to me. Especially when my darling looks at me with a different shine in his eyes. It almost seems as if he's proud of what I have done, and that spurs me on more than anything.
Everyone, please go back to enjoying the party.
No infidelity here. Go back about your business with your blank faces. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Don't let that mess of a woman ruin your night.
You heard her. Strike up the band, maestro, and let us dance like fireflies in the night.
Are you trying to sound like you're from a musical? And granted I love musicals, but a little too showmanshipy. A little too much. It takes a bit for the crowd to stir again in the face of all of that. But like most problems of the elite, it is brushed under the rug and forgotten in favour of merriment. He offers his hand to me with a small smirk and a bow.
Well, that was a mess, wasn't it? And you handled it magnificently.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
We are very important people, are we not?
Lady, would you like to dance?
Oh my god!
With pleasure, my prince.
No one is going to get in between me and my darling husband, apart from the scary woman very shortly, I think. Not Rochelle or any other rich, snooty scrubber. Not some common whore or an ambitious maid. No one is going to get near him in that manner. Not while I'm around. And if I have anything to say about it, no one is going to get near him at all. Okay, we're nearly at Halloween in this. The day after proved to be a difficult task. My darling prince is a man of many connections, a man of the people. I thought that woman was bleeding in this picture. Thank God. I'm going to turn my microphone down just a wee bit. He is always talking to one person or another, and I am always left alone, unable to stay at his side at all times. It is frustrating, but I have to be understanding. Besides, I don't see why he can't just stay at home. The least I can do is make sure I have his time while he's here, which, in and of itself, isn't as easy as it sounds. Not with that bloody valley of his tailing him around. I am convinced that Luke and the valet are actually an item. I think he's gay. Nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just think... That's what I think.
Jans, where's my tie? I can't find it anywhere.
You're wearing it.
Have you looked around your neck? It should be there if it's not on your clothes horse, sir.
It isn't often that I'm awake this early. At least early enough to find my darling preparing for the day with his valet attending to him. It is an old-fashioned way to go about the morning. He's able to dress himself after all. But he says that it really makes the day easier for him to have someone else do this tedious task, albeit with a grimace. Though if that manservant of his dislikes the duty so much, I'll gladly do it in his stead. Ooh,
I've got it, my prince. Come here.
Well, someone's up and at them especially early this morning, huh? Here I thought you'd be knackered by all the dancing we did last night at the party. And after that... well...
Ooh! A saucy little wink and a smile is what he offers me as I draw close to fix his tie. And when the valet reaches out with his perfume, don't you mean cologne? I quickly take it and shoo him aside. This close, his scent fills me with the smell of white flowers, cocoa, cardamom, and almonds. Strange combination. It is intoxicating. That's not really a strange combination. And the sight of the two of us in the vanity mirror is picturesque and perfect. Can I help it if I feel a bit resentful that another person gets to do this for Luke every morning when I could have done it myself? He's a grown man, he can dress himself. No, I can't.
You're dismissed, Shroken. I have this.
Ooh.
Go on then. You'll be summoned if you're needed.
Oh boy. There is a curious look. Furrowed brows before any sign that he cares is wiped from his expression.
Very well.
I'll see you in the chamber later, darling.
If you need me, I'll be somewhere that isn't here.
You could have let the man do his job.
He warms my nuts very nicely every day.
And I say there's no need for him. I can take care of you just fine, my prince. Just where are you off to this morning anyway?
I hate the thought of him leaving me. It feels like an eternity without him here, in this lonely place that doesn't feel like a home quite yet. But you just moved in. Although the mansion is really growing on me, slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley. I want to be at his side, yet he fails to see such an obvious thing. Why don't you tell him?
Business. Where else?
Why can't you just work from home? You can afford to, can't you?
Business needs a firm hand and a personal touch, Buttercup. Besides, I can't stay cooped up forever in here. I'll go mad.
Well, you'll come back home as soon as possible, won't you?
Yes, you'll go mad. What about your darling wife who's at home?
It's so awfully lonely here without you, my prince.
I could. I don't see why I should, though. This hasn't been a problem before.
She's telling you it's a problem.
You know I'll come home when I come home.
That's not good enough.
Just get home as soon as you can. For me, won't you?
No promises. It's business after all.
Oh, please, someone kill him.
I can't just stand up in the middle of the meeting and tell them the wife wants me home.
Yeah, you can if you have a pair of balls of your own, but apparently you don't because you're doing this to your wife.
And forget those peasants.
He stops and stares, looking perturbed for a moment before shaking his head. Is he feeling ill? That's more reason for him to stay here with me, doesn't it? What? No, somebody doesn't know how to do that spell check correctly. I'm just being a good wife, worrying about my husband and all.
Be good, dear, and stay safe. There's been all sorts of dodgy characters seen about the property.
Then why the heck don't you have security monitoring it?
I'll be leaving Johans with you, just in case you need anything, and to be on the safe side.
So he can murder you while you sleep.
But I don't need a valet. I need you here with me.
I'll be closing a big deal with a pharmaceutical company soon.
Ugh.
According to plan.
Oh my god.
Maybe after that, I can take a breather for a bit.
Or maybe you'll be dead then.
No maybes. You have to promise me.
I only need him.
I'm going to be late, Hannah. The longer this takes, the later I'll get home.
Fine. Shall I see you out?
If that's what you want.
Push out the window. At the front door, his valet waits, ready to accompany him for the rest of the day, when he's told to stay and attend to me. I still don't like it. It looks like he doesn't either, but I ignore him in favor of the one who really matters. I hold Luke's hand in mine and give him a deep kiss. Don't you mean a deep one? Why, are you going down his tonsils? It makes my heart flutter as I see the way his eyes close during our moment of passion. Parting for air, I can only smile.
Have a good day, my prince.
Right. Off I go.
Pet me on the butt, Johannes. I still don't want him to leave. He should just stay. Forever.
If you could let go of my hand, please, Hannah.
For God's sake, she's your wife! It's just so hard to let go when I finally have him in my grasp. To watch him enter his car and leave pains me so. They didn't even say I love you to each other. What? It leaves behind an aching, gaping hole like a hunger and a need. I'm not content until he returns.
If it fits you, breakfast is ready in the parlor, madam.
You've liked the poison I am serving for you. I love him. If anything, I'll be in a foul mood until he returns.
Leave and go practice your bloody sodomy elsewhere.
Lovely.
Peculiar.
When I turn around to hiss at him when I turn around to hiss at him to leave, he's already gone, and that suits me just fine. I want to be alone without anyone bothering me, so I can see the spoopy lady for myself. I want to be alone with myself and my thoughts. That's never good when you're lonely and alone, with only these halls as company. What about the birds? Will you be my friends? These damned halls, which hold, I was looking at this word early, will hold our memories, just he and I. There is no one else I need but my prince. I thought you wanted a baby. Not some cheeky servant who's just living it up because he's Luke's right-hand man. Rubbish like him deserve nothing. Calm down. Come on. No, not like that. He deserves to be thrown and locked. What? And locked in the attic? What are you on about? Oh, okay, we're gonna go see Spoopy Lady. Well, okay then. Without realizing it, my feet have brought me in here. This empty, lifeless room disgusts me. Then tidy it. It's your house. You can do whatever the hell you want to it. The longer I stare at it, the harder it gets to breathe, as if the walls are moving in on me. Yet at the same time, it pulls me in. I hear a whispering, and curiosity gets the better of me as I look under the bed. Why? There on the far corner, a loose floorboard. The wood, despite having swelled and warped over the years, is strangely familiar, comforting in its feel. Is she the spoopy lady which I thought of? Though it's not merely what my hand searches for as I reach for it. It takes quite an effort, but soon I am able to lift it. And inside, underneath the dust and the cobwebs, prepare your butts, people. Oh, lies a pendant. Warm and familiar. And I swear if I just close my eyes, I can still feel it beating in my palm. It's not a heart. I feel a thrill, though I also feel like a thief for taking this. It's your house! But it's mine. So without delay, I hide in our room. Okay. In front of the... Oh good, the spoopy music followed us here. In front of the vanity, I see the way my eyes shine as I remove the clasps of my old necklace, the Heart of the Ocean, and put on this new one. Oh boy, it fits a lot better than the old one. Right where it belongs. I can feel it as it weighs on my chest.
Right where it belongs.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Is she Spoopy Lady? Is she Spoop? Okay, we're moving on to a different person. Okay. Well, okay. Okay. We're moving on to Zachary now. Okay, so she is Spoopy Lady. Okay. What on earth? She's Spoopy Lady. Yeah. So she saw herself? No idea where this is going. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I think this is a good place to stop because this happened last time. Like, we did a full stream and then it moved on to another character. So, just gonna take a peek at the journal. A second. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Boo 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 boo. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh do 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 do. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right here because that's been about 3 hours that I've been streaming, and then next week we can continue our adventure with whoever's humming, and see Zach's side of the story, see what he was doing with all of this. So, yeah, right? So, she's a spoopy lady. So, if you liked what you saw, thank you for coming along. And, of course, we will be back on stream next, actually, let me go over to my closing segment there and bring this over here. I have saved the game, so we're good. Oh, my goodness. These ones just fly in. So, yeah. So, Hannah is possibly our spoopy lady. Don't know what to feel about that. She's very up and down as a character. Her husband is a complete prick. So I can't wait for him to die, possibly. She just needs to get the silver spoon out of her mouth and learn how to deal with regular people. Zachary, I love. He's the best boy. And, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out these people, and I'm sure that we will do that next week when we come back to it. Because, of course, Wednesday is going to be PlayStation Day, and I'm going to try getting back to Crash 2. I did play a little bit of it off camera, and I did get a little further along in it. Yeah, he's a posh prick. Exactly. Yeah, so Wednesday is PlayStation Day, so we will get back to doing Crash 2, see if we can finish that. And then we just jump right back into where we continued on Crash 3. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. So I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there, whether you're watching live on twitch.tv/blockbuster_chick or on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/theblockbusterchick. I have links on my actual Twitch channel. If you just go right down there, you'll see some links to all the social media things as well. And you'll see when we go into the closing credits screen in just a couple of minutes that I updated things a little bit with all of my information. If you want to follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, the YouTube channel if you subscribe, if you are lurking and want to follow this channel to see the shenanigans of me with Crash Bandicoot on Wednesday, or even on Friday, which is going to be Nintendo Day. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you to every single one of you people who came along to watch me today. We're starting to build up a little crowd, which is nice. I'm very close to being able to apply for affiliate, which is wonderful. I'm not there yet. I've got one more little thing to get done. But anyway, enough of the ramblings. Thank you everybody for coming along. If you're watching on YouTube and you like this video, hit the like button right down there. Subscribe is right down there if you want to keep up with the actions to find out what happens next. Ding-a-ling the wee bell right over there to get notified when a video goes up, especially a past stream. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and goodbye. And like I said, I updated things a little bit. We have the facebook.com/theblockbusterchick. That is the fan page on there. You can keep up with things like new videos going up, like the Danganronpa 2, V3 when they go up, blah blah blah. My Twitter as well, and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/theblockbusterchick. The Twitter, by the way, there's no I in chick, so just remember that. And I have an Instagram as well. So it's instagram.com/theblockbusterchick. Please pay attention to these. I would love it if you would follow me on the Twitch channel. And eventually when I get affiliate, hopefully within the next week or so, then we can move on to the next step. I'm so excited about this. I am so grateful for each and every one of you who came along to support me, to watch me, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a lovely night. I will see you soon.